Hello, I'm Simon. Welcome to my workshop. Today's video is all about the changes I've made to my Workbench electrics. The auto on off for my shop vac is based on this extension lead, which when it senses power coming from the master socket, the slave sockets turn on. That's working really well, but where I've placed it, now that I've got the router table, is a real pain in the neck. Another thing that's a pain in the neck is when I want to use the shop vac and it not be controlled by the auto on off, then I have to unplug it and put it in one of those sockets at the top which are always on. So I'm going to try and solve all these problems today. Okay, to solve all these problems I'm going to need to take this apart. I'm going to take the circuit board out, put it in a new box, then rewire these sockets up to new sockets and then rewire the plug. When I do that, there's three possibilities that I might find. There might be one large circuit board across all of this, which is probably the worst case scenario, because I don't really want a circuit board that's this big. What I'm hoping is that there's a small circuit board in this area here, and then that connects to all these different sockets, and that I can take the connections in here, resolder them and connect them up to new external sockets. Okay, I've worked out my strategy for this. These little plastic lugs are just covers. I've now pushed them all down, which makes them even harder to get out than they would have been. But I've worked out if I drill a small hole in the plastic cover and then use a little screw, I can screw the screw in and pull the plastic cover out. Underneath those plastic covers is a security screw because I don't want you to get into it. So I'm using one of these bits, and I should be able to remove, yeah, I can now remove the screw. So what I'm going to do, I've done two of these plastic covers, I'll take these two off on camera and then I'll do the rest off camera. Okay, so this was my best case scenario. What we have here is the circuit board that controls the slave sockets. This here is a relay which presumably turns on and off the slave sockets. Just looking at it, it's 16 amps at 240 volts. All those in the UK will know that plugs are rated at 13 amps, so that's fine. What I now need to do is just work out what wiring goes where, label it all up, and then I'm going to unsolder the wires that I don't need. If we look on this, we can see what we have here are, these are the two permanently on ones, these are the 5 slave sockets, and then this is the master socket that does the controlling. So I will take the wires from the master socket, there's the live there, earth there, that's also an earth, and then the neutral doesn't look like it's switched because it goes all the way around here, all the way around here, all the way around here to here. So that's the neutral. So I can connect all of those to a new terminal block, which I can then connect to a socket for the master. I can rehouse this in a new circuit board, that's easy. And then the slaves, I can see that this is obviously the relay. Here's the relay, there's a wire here, this is the live going to a terminal block here. So that is switching the live. Again, the neutrals are all commonly on and the earths are all commonly on. So all I've really got to do to get this out is desolder this, desolder this. This block here and this block here should then come out, and I find a box for these with some space for the terminal wires. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little block that's going to sit under here, which I'm going to glue to the box so that I can re-screw this circuit board into the box in the position it's in now. These wires, this is the neutral, goes to all the sockets, so this will go to a terminal block which I can then screw all the neutrals to. This is the live for always on. I've labelled it, so this will go to its own terminal block for the socket that will always be on. And then we've got a live master and a live slave. So I'm going to use these little plastic pieces that were for test prints from another project. I'm going to glue them on as feet to the bottom of this circuit board. Here we go. But I'm going to glue this in here on top of the relay like that, just to add a little bit of extra protection so that I can put my terminal blocks on top. All the internal wiring is done now. It looks nice and neat, which is good. Here's the little daughter board, which is stuck to the side. Underneath we've got the main circuit, which is screwed to a couple of legs that are glued to the box. Then this green piece of plastic is glued to the top of the relay, and then this is glued to the green bit of plastic. So it's all nice and secure, it doesn't move. This cable here goes off to the main socket. So I've really just got to decide where the other cables that are going to come in should come in. Should they come in from the side? Should they come in this side? Or should they come in from the bottom? My feeling at the moment is if they come in from this side here, then they're all coming in on the same side, and that'll make it easier to control, but I'm not completely sure. I might wait to decide how I do that until I actually screw this box onto the bench. There are little links here, so there's a neutral here, and it effectively connects all four of these to the same, so they're all neutral, so they're common. With the earth, I didn't have the same gauge wire as was used here, and whilst these wires are rated at 13 amps, what I decided to do was wire an individual earth to each of the terminals, the four terminals, and for good measure I've also included an earth link across all four terminals as well. That should alleviate the fact that this earth cable here is a little bit thicker than these ones. And then on the live cables we've got the slave, the master, and then two that are permanently on. So this should be quite easy. It means I've only got one cable going to each of the terminals, which makes it nice and neat. This switch is rated at 440 volts, 20 amps, so it's more than up to the job. Basically it switches from off to on, and then from off to on, and I can wire it in such a way that one has the wiring coming in for the slave and the other has the wiring coming in for the always on, and then the wiring will go out to the socket so that I can switch between it being on or it being run slaved to the other sockets. That allows me to turn the hoover on manually when I want to just hoover without having to unplug the hoover and move it to another place. It didn't come with an enclosure, so I 3D printed an enclosure. This is the front of the enclosure that I 3D printed. I've just got to drill these holes, and then this will be able to go on here, and it'll screw in to the little screw holes here, and that'll then all nicely fit. Okay, I lost the wiring diagram, but I've worked out what's going on. When the switch is in position 1, pins 1 and 2 are connected, and pins 5 and 6 are connected. In position 0, none of the pins are connected, and you have to go from position 1 to position 0, so you always disconnect everything before you end up at position 2. And in position 2, pins 3 and 4 are connected, and pins 7 and 8 are connected. Now what I want to be able to do is take the supply that's always on and the supply that's only on when the master is being used, in other words the slave supply, and be able to switch from the socket being always on so that I can use it when I'm not using power tools, and when it's in position 2 it operating from the slave feed. So to do that I need to connect pins 2 and 3 together and pins 6 and 7 together. Now this will then go to the live and the neutral of the socket. So this will be the shopvac socket. Okay, so quick update. I've tested this circuit, these two boxes, to check that they're working okay, and they seem to be doing what I'd expect. So if I just check the continuity of the earth, it's connected, which I'd expect. And now check the continuity of the live. With that off, I don't expect it to work. In that position, that's the override switch. It works. Turn the switch off, it doesn't work. In the off position it shouldn't, there's no continuity, and in this position, which is the auto position, there's no continuity because it's not being fed by the circuit. So that's good. On the neutral side, the neutrals are all connected together, so that works. There it should be off, and it is, and there it's again connected, and it is. So this socket appears to be doing exactly what I'd expect it to do in conjunction with this switch, which is a good sign. So now I'm testing this one. Don't worry, it's not plugged in. The earth got continuity, that's good. The neutral, I've got continuity, that's good. These sockets only switch the live, which is why that's not working. Connected to the live, not working, and I've got continuity, so that's working as well. Okay, these are the final tests. I'll start over here. This should be connected all the time. This is off. That works as I'd expect it to. Plug it in this one shouldn't come on with that off. It doesn't. Turn it on. It's working as expected. I plug in here with this on 0. This doesn't control this, but I'll turn it on anyway. See, it's not doing anything. Turn it on, it's still not doing anything. If I turn this to 1, it should turn the hoover on. And finally, if I turn this to 2 and turn this to 2 and turn the router on, the hoover should start up. So everything's working as intended. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, then please leave them in the comments below. And if you've subscribed, then I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.